It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Vikings and the Giants, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It can hold over 82,000 fans, and every one of those seats is filled for this one, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium. Well, Brock, we saw week 1 begin on Thursday night, and now 2 more teams get their season started here on Sunday. He's Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and it is very important, partner, for both teams here that their seasons begin on a strong note.
Yeah, this is the week where I really can't take myself back to that locker room, to week 1 across the different seasons. And whether it was high school or college or pro, it was the same feeling. Right? It was hope springs eternal, even though it's the fall and the calendar's turned.
It's one of the happiest moments for any football fan. Welcome back, friends. A new season is officially underway. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. Leading them out in his 6th NFL season since being picked 6th overall, Daniel Jones.
Jones has had a tumultuous career. That's with a capital T, by the way, that continues to have some ups and downs. Maybe part of that's playing under the bright lights in the big city of New York, but he's had some tough outings. He's had some brilliant outings. He's had some ups. He's had some downs, but he did take a team to the playoffs, and he's got to use that experience, build off of that confidence to do it again.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34, into the hands of OBJ. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Jones on first down. He finds Johnson. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And they bring him down around the 34. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. 2nd and 3 now. From the 27. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Jones now on 3rd down. Barkley's got it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. And now they face 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Jones. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
He's got it near the 10. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Again, Jones to the air. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Giants finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Gano's point after is good. And the Giants take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. Gano ready to send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. Leading them out, the 10th pick of the draft, coming off that national championship in Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Look, there are pressures that come along with being a first-round pick. You're expected to lead your team to bigger and better things right away, no matter the situation you're drafted into. But to his credit, he hasn't shied away from any of those pressures. He's been the guy they needed off the field. Now we finally get to see what he can do.
And behind the line for a big loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
They'll cobble together a yard there. Leonard Williams applying the hit there. So third down, Giants trotting out 6 DBs in the dime set. And the Giants are too much. They take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3 and out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. And he gets it away from his end zone. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Giants football. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
On second down, here's Barkley. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Dallas Turner there to bring him down. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Has a man, Justin Jefferson. And he'll get it up to the 27. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Man in motion, out of the slot. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Jason Pinnock there on the tackle.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Diggs there to bring it in. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like not on that third down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The Giants' offense all set to get started. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. They put a receiver in motion here left. First down, throw by Jones. Able to get it to Barkley. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
First down, a run with Barkley. Across the 45 and still going. And he's down to the 42-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. To throw, here's Jones. Connects with Johnson. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Into the hands of Neighbors. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Working from the gun, here's Jones. And he let his man too much there, Bronk. Incomplete, 4th down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
I know they love that golf adage, drive for show, putt for dough, but it's awfully nice to drive for show and to have that kind of weapon in your back pocket.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings now set to take the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Bronk, but what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Caught by Diggs. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop. 5 men in the secondary for the G-men now ahead of 3rd down. Here's McCarthy to throw. Connects with Cook. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. there, McCarthy. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Dump off caught by his back. Jukes out a one-stop. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
He won't be able to make the catch. It's incomplete. The tip definitely broke up that throw. So that brings up second down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. This is ahead for about 5. Bobby Okereke making that stop. We're through one quarter of this opening weekend of football. It's a 2-score game early. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. We're ready now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on third down. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. The Giants and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And a stunning loss there, Brock. He ends up in his own end zone. That is a wild safety. And it wasn't a touchdown or a field goal, Brock, but hey, points are points. And their first points of the game come on that there safety.
You'll take them any way you can get them in this league, Kate, right? And if the defense has got to score and they've got to continue to score, that is just fine because that is a breath of fresh air on that sideline and hopefully a bit of a kickstarter for their offense as well.
Excellent field position for him here after the kickoff lands short. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Pass complete to Cook. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Now it'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Cook trying this one up the gut. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Running right, it's Madison. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They'll run here, following the penalty. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. It's a gain of 3, but that still leaves him with 2nd and 17. Again, it's Cook. And that's good for a gain of 5. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Calling about 5 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Running back sent in motion. 3rd and long for him here. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one. Just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. Ball on the left hash for this 41-yarder. Smith able to put it through. And that gets them back within 5.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Kadarius Toney now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They go play fake with Jones. Neighbors with the catch. He does it! Touchdown, New York! The Giants hold an 11-point advantage. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gano ends the point after. And the Giants push the lead up to 12. Gano ready to send this away. Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Vikings returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he sure has proven to be a handful for them, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. This is Cook. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. They go play action here. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Setting up the running back screen. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
I got to be honest, it hurts a little extra when it comes on 3rd down, but it really doesn't matter what down it is. If a completed pass is stopped at the line of scrimmage, offensively, that's a failure. Defensively, that's a success.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Giants and Malik Neighbors set to go to work again. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Play fake, Jones. Here's pressure, and he's dropped by the Vikings. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Blitz coming for Jones. Gets this to Johnson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
From the shotgun, it's Jones. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They kick the running back in motion. 3rd down, Jones to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen on again for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be Vikings football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. They're now set for 1st and 10. Here's Cook. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Another one for Cook. And it's a gain of 5 as we've reached our 2-minute warning. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Rolling left, buying some time. He's keeping it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
2nd and 3 now. On play action now, McCarthy. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Michigan. That gets them a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. but that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Cook calls it in. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Bobby Okereke making that stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tyler Nubin with the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's McCarthy to throw. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
Smith able to put it through, and the lead is back down to 9.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. That brings us to our first halftime of the new season. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome aboard to you and Brock. And to you at home as we take you around the NFL here on NFL Kickoff Weekend 2024. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Tua Tagovailoa with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. It was a terrific first half from quarterback Daniel Jones. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. With that, the 2 squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to K. Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Out come the Vikings for the debut possession of our second half. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Ooh, on him quick there, and they bring him to the turf. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. Leonard Williams applying the hit there. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Into the hands of Conklin. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, to stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Escapes a defender. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And they're going to take over possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
From the 37. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. A 1-yard gain on the play. And the Giants will have a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. On first down, it's Jones to throw. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
He rolls to his right. He tucks it and takes off. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running right, it's Barkley. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Going to the ground again on first. Has a lane inside the 25. And he did not get in. Finally stopped at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
So after that big play, Brock, they need just that final yard here on first and goal. Trying an option play, headed left. And he runs it across, touchdown. The Giants push their lead further to start the half. Daniel Jones with a touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
And he will get into the end zone. They go for 2, and that gives them a 3-score advantage. Well, that right there was a beautiful bit of short field artistry, partner, netting them a couple more points following the touchdown.
I love that word, artistry, because that's what you are as a quarterback, right? You have got to sometimes create a picture when there is none there. And this QB, more than capable of doing it, that just so infuses everyone around you with so much confidence, because it didn't have to be perfect. He could scramble and still find a way to create one heck of a beautiful painting.
This return makes it up to the 25. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Now it's Cook. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Bobby Okereke making that stop. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Buying some time right. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Bobby Okereke making that stop. And the Giants going nickel. Third down coming. McCarthy looking to throw. Pass complete to Cook. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's incomplete left side. This one misses the tight end. So now they have 3rd and short. This is Cook on the handoff. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Thielen's got it, complete. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Second and 3 now. They'll run it with Cook. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Up the middle they go with Madison. He's foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Cook trying this one up the gut. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop. 5 men in the secondary for the G-men now ahead of 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Smith able to put it through. And the gap closes to 14 points.
He's happy to bring them 3 points closer, but I'm sure he sees the situation of the game. He knows 3 isn't going to cut it to end these drives. They need to find the end zone.
Tony now to return it. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Giants and this running back headed back out for a new series. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. First down, a run with Barkley. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Jones on 1st down. Gets this to OBJ. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. To throw, here's Jones. Setting up the running back screen. And they had that one contained right at the line. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Throwing deep for the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Jones now on 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that makes this a 3-score game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
This return starts at the 5. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Vikings back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Connects with Cook. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Ball on the 45. 1st and 10. Now run by Cook. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw, here's McCarthy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw, McCarthy. That's complete to Diggs on the slant. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it sets up 2nd down. Back to the air, McCarthy. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately no connection to be made.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. They go to Barkley again. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He finds Slayton. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Quick pass, right side, complete. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So they say he got a little too carried away and separating to get that first down, and the completion is wiped out. Running it after the penalty. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll run for it with Barkley. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first. Connects with Slayton. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down. From the red zone now. He brings it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. Tough sledding the last couple of runs. It's 4th and 2. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And this time he gets it done! Touchdown! The Giants put up even more points in a win. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown! Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Gano's point after is good. And the Giants make it a 24-point ball game. Gano ready to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And after they were stopped on 4th down their prior possession, Brock, you gotta wonder if they're gonna be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy to throw. It's caught, that's Thielen. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now. Now it's McCarthy. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down. Shotgun snap. Looking to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. McCarthy to throw for it. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's tackled for a short gain. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Barkley trying this up the gut. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Toss play to Barkley. And they bring him down around the 34. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Play fake, Jones. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that grows the lead to 27.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. The turnover on downs only led to 3, obviously better than a touchdown, but enough to rattle them a bit as they return to the field. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. McCarthy throwing here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, one thing I noticed, Kate, coaching youth football, everybody wants their kid to play quarterback. That is, until they get knocked to the mat. And that's now 5 sacks in this game, let alone the number of times the quarterback's been flushed as well. Not everybody is built to play quarterback.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now McCarthy. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. And go play fake with Jones. A throw left side finds Johnson. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
He finds Johnson. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Handoff headed right, Barkley. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down, and he made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
They're going to run with Barkley. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal. Barkley. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They're going to try to run it in. Barkley. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe just a couple of inches on the run. That brings up 4th and goal.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
So the Giants come away with the win. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.